Make sure you guys get signed up for that because it will be the most impactful day you guys spend with anybody in the entire year of 2020. Loaded. Little bit of housekeeping. We got a dead heat right now. We got 10x day. You don't want to use grantcardone.com/10x day? GrantCardone.com. So we got a dead heat. I know y'all can't see this, but this is the leaderboard for our contest. This is insane. So what we're doing is we set up a contest for everybody that wanted to go out and share that they were going to be a part of this event, share it with their people in their neighborhood, their community, to get more people to become a part of this 10x movement. If everybody was thinking and acting and operating at 10x levels, there would be a lot less problems in the world. Guarantee you. So it's your personal responsibility, guys. When you get access to information like this, you should feel obligated to share it. You should feel obligated to go home and be like, I just spent 2 hours last night with Grant Cardone learning about how I can increase my sales, grow my business, increase my income, be a better marketer. You should be sharing that information with people. And keep an eye on those responses. Part of stuff like this is going to tell you a lot about how much time you should spend with those types of people. So this leaderboard is going crazy right now. We had a big move last night. Amar Sankar, #1 spot, 34,000 points. But the big mover yesterday, Mr. Ken Dunn. Come on, Ken. Coming up right behind him, 32,368. So less than, what's that? 2,500 points, 2,000 points. No, less than that. 1,800 points. I'm terrible at math. 1,800 points separate the two of you guys. So keep pushing because there's going to be a big prize for the winner there. Jarrett placed 3, 23,031, and then Khalid West at 10,552. Every single day, if you guys have been a part of this challenge for the last few days here, we've been giving away cash every single day. And sometimes for things that are really simple. Sometimes it's just making comments and engaging with Grant when he's up here. Most of the time, we're giving away cash for people who do the homework assignments. Simple homework assignments. Posting a video in the group. We're also giving away cash for people who are writing out their notes during the training and posting those to the Facebook group as well. If you guys haven't joined the Facebook community, it's the 10X Challenge community on Facebook. There's 80,000 people in there. A lot of people engaging, interacting, connecting. These are the types of people that you want to build your network from, folks. I'm telling you, like people that think the way you want to think are the types of people that you should keep around you. You go out of this small little circle, you go back to your hometown, you go back to your family, you go back to your life, you go back to your job, you go back to all that stuff. And immediately you're going to be surrounded by people that do not think like this. Immediately you're going to be surrounded by people that are caught up in what's going on in politics or the pandemic or this or that or the other thing, or they're going to be so depressed with their own problems that all they're going to try to do is knock you down so that they can try to feel a little bit better about themselves. So take advantage of the opportunity to connect here, folks. Be willing to be open. Be willing to go out and meet people. Be willing to open up and connect and engage. The more times you swing at the ball, the higher the likelihood is that you're going to make a contact. Okay? So take advantage of that group. Winners for yesterday. $1,000 winner. Okay, this was a good one. $1,000 cash winner for posting the correct points yesterday from Grant from his notes was Ionis Tricholoides. This is a tricky last name. Tricholoides, something like that. I think that might be, I don't know. I don't even want to guess. Okay. So also notes, Ani Conanan, Justin Detris, Laura Smith, Joe Connor, Aaron Konow, Kelly Lord, Jana Malia, Philippe, Phil, Madeline, Matt Ann, and Terry Knapp. Congratulations. Each of you guys won $100 in cash simply for posting your notes to the Facebook group. Congratulations to all of you. Homework winners, $100 cash. Kimberly Whitaker, Elaine Montgomery, Joe Carter, Monica Kovacs, Tammy Gertless Forshee, Stephanie Zima, Jesse Pena, Carrie Maitland, Daniela Schweiger, and Kelly Williams Lord. Congratulations, cash winners, $100 cash in each of your pockets for your participation yesterday. So look, guys, over the last 8 days, we've been covering elements of the 5 pillars of business. And these are to be applied if you own a business. They're to be applied if you're in business, if you want to start a business. These 5 pillars are the most important if you work for somebody else, because you have to understand what's going on in this ecosystem so that you can ultimately go out and do your own thing if that's what you want, or find a way to push on the same things that the owner and your company is pushing on. So 5 main things. Money. We talked about money. Marketing. If you don't spend money, you can't market. You've got to spend money to market yourself. Once you market, you've got to be able to sell something. You got to be able to convert the traffic. Then you need to be able to execute your processes on all those things so that you can start building momentum and stacking wins. And then ultimately, step 5 is you need to scale. You need to scale to multiple levels. If you're an employee, you need to scale to a solopreneur. If you're a solopreneur, you need to scale to a small team. If you have a small team, you need to scale to a medium team, and so on and so forth. You need to figure out how to multiply the game. That's what the scale piece is all about. And look, each one of these core elements comes from our 3-day boot camp that for the first time ever, we are doing a fully interactive. This is the first event of its kind covering material that is timely and relevant, stuff that you can take to your business immediately and put to practice to increase your income, increase your revenues, and increase your effectiveness as either an employee or a business owner. We put together a multi-million-dollar studio where you're going to have 40 feet of screens all around you. For this event, we're bringing you in from your home virtually. Normally, people for this ticket to our 10X Business Bootcamp, they pay anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 to get access to this information. $3,000 to $10,000. And right now at grantcardone.com/virtual, you can get access to that for a fraction of the price. We're leveraging the best technology on planet Earth. Okay. COVID's preventing us from having you come here. So we're bringing our event to you. We're coming into your living room. This is going to be the most fully interactive, immersive experience that you've ever had in your life. I guarantee you. Short of putting on 3D goggles and going into a video game, alternative universe, what do they call those? Augmented reality environments. Grant's going to be up in your face. We're going to have screens 40 feet high in front of us showing us over 1,400 viewers and attendees at the Growth Conference. It's going to be rotating. We get to see your faces and names like Alex, Michael Thatcher, Betty Cartwright, Kim Reaney, Lisa Calkins, TK Jacobs. What's up, bro? Shannon's iPhone, you too. We're going to have you there. Kevin Armstrong, Cody Lee, John Polizzi. We're going to bring you guys into our event. We're going to bring you into our event, and for 3 days, you're going to have the opportunity to learn from Grant and our team. You're going to have the opportunity to go into breakout rooms and workshop. If you have trouble trying to figure out how these 5 pillars relate to you and your business, or you just want to figure out how to get there faster, our 3-day interactive 10X Bootcamp is where we give you the framework and the strategy to put in place to make your 2021 the best year you've ever had. We're giving you structure. We're giving you processes. We're giving you systems that you can go and put in place for you and yourself and your business so that you can be more effective and more profitable than you've ever been. You don't have to do this on your own, folks. You can try. Like Grant tried on his own for a long time. I tried on my own for a long time. The most successful people in the world, they look for ways that they can increase the speed and velocity that they move towards their target. And coming to our virtual boot camp is a way that you can do that. 3 days. Remember I said this is a $3,000 to $10,000 ticket to get access to this information. You're going to be able to get access to our 10X interactive boot camp all 3 days. We're going to mail you out a workbook. We're going to mail you out this workbook right here. You're going to physically get a workbook. You're going to get breakout rooms assigned to you. We're having 48 coaches from our team come into these breakout rooms so that when you guys get together, not only can you get your questions answered and we can help facilitate the material so you actually understand how it applies to you and your business, but you also get to meet other people in smaller groups. There's tens of thousands of people that are coming to this call. it can be difficult to try to figure out how to network and connect and make relationships. It can be like you're looking at something big and crazy happening. You got to try to figure out how to insert yourself. We're going to get you into small breakout rooms where hopefully over the course of 3 days, you can make 40 to 50 meaningful connections with people that are in business, that you can maintain connections and relationships with as you move on through your year, so that you can have a partner in crime helping you guys on the path to 10xing your business and life. 3 options for the Grant Cardone virtual interactive bootcamp. The first option is not $3,000 or $10,000 like it would cost you to come live to the event. The first option is only $297. That's going to get you access to all 3 days. You're going to get all the networking opportunities, access to all of the breakout rooms and the additional coaching, and you're going to get your manual sent out to you so that you can follow along with us. The second option is $497. So not only are you going to get your pass to the boot camp, which again, most people on this call have paid thousands of dollars to come to our boot camp. Okay. Thousands of dollars to come to our boot camp. You're going to get access for $497. You're going to get access to the 10X Business Boot Camp for 3 days in our virtual interactive studio. And because we want to make a relationship with you, because we want you to embody 10X, we want you to be a part of our community, we're going to gift you access to the #1 business conference on planet Earth, the 10X Growth Conference. We do this event every year in Las Vegas. The major who's of every company, every entrepreneur, celebrities, musicians, artists, athletes come to this event because they know it's the place to come to learn how to make money. That's all we're trying to do here. We're trying to eliminate the gap between the money you want to make and the money you're making right now. And the boot camp is going to prepare you with the strategy, the plan. The growth conference is going to pour gas on the fire. It's going to bring you around people that have been ultra successful in their businesses and in their lives so that you can emulate what they've done. You can follow their successes. In addition, for $497, this is where it just goes into stupid land. We're going to give you our 10X Challenge Jumpstart Pack. 4 of the most important courses that you can take that Grant has created, 4 of the most important courses to get you started on your journey to 10X. 10X Super Life so that you can create a 10X life, not just a 10X income. The Negotiating and Closing Masterclass, because in life you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. And Grant's going to teach you how to negotiate like a master. Nobody does it like he does. We're going to give you access to how to make millions in business. This is a course that actually gives you the mindset, strategies, and tactics that Grant uses in our business each and every day, that's helped us build a 9-figure business. And then finally, you're going to get the recession response training to help you and your business pivot right now in this critical time. $497 gets you guys access to all of that. These tickets to the 10X Growth Conference right now are selling for $2,500. We're going to give it to you absolutely free. All you have to do is enroll today, grantcardone.com/virtual, grantcardone.com/virtual. And for those of you out there who want a true VIP experience, for those of you out there who want proximity, who want more attention, who want to get closer to us and the team, we have a VIP option for $1997 where you get the ticket to the 10X Business Boot Camp. You get the ticket to the 10X Growth Conference. You get access to the 10X Challenge Jumpstart Training Pack. You get the workbook. You get the networking. You get the coaching live at the 10X Boot Camp. But you also get backstage access. You get backstage access. You get premium access to Grant and our team. Every single day, day 1 and day 2, rather, we're going to do a VIP lunch where you get to come back and have lunch with our team. This is really just where you get to start asking questions to Grant, to myself, to Sherry, to Brandon, to our team about what we've done here. And we've given you a pre-event coaching session and a post-event coaching session for everybody that selects the VIP option. I think there might be another thing that could be coming in the future for you, but I'll let you hang out there. Who's that? Is that Russ driving in your car? My man, look at you. I appreciate you being here, bro. So guys, grantcardone.com/virtual. Take advantage of the offer. Prices will go up on this offer on Wednesday. We can't facilitate everybody. Zoom has limitations on how many people we can have there. So step up, step in, and let's go 10X, man. It's time. You've been waiting long enough. Now is the time. This is what the 10X Challenge Jumpstart Pack looks like with all the courses printed out in it. Massive. Okay, so y'all ready to roll? It's been a fun ride the last 8 days. Okay, yesterday Grant talked about sales. He probably blew your mind. He probably challenged a lot of the things that you thought you knew about sales. And today will be, today's going to be a tough one for a lot of you guys. You're going to get punched in the mouth. I'm just going to tell you. Today's about execution. Today's about making everything that we've talked about happen. You know, like if you want to take what we've covered in this challenge, you want to take what we're going to cover in the interactive boot camp, and you want to be able to go put it to work, you have to be able to execute. And so Grant's going to cover some things today about the business that you operate that you have to master if you want to be able to execute at true 10X levels. So without further ado, everybody give it up virtually with the big 10X for my man, Mr. Grant Cardone.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you. And hope you guys are doing great today. Hope you're doing awesome. Great introduction, Jared, and covering so much stuff for us to cover. I know a lot of you might be getting overwhelmed with dude, what should I do first? First thing you should do is make a decision every day. You know, that you want to grow your business, you want to grow your brand, you want to grow your top line. What we'll be talking about today is how to grow your top line. How do I get connected with people that can help me? One of the reasons we're doing this 3-day boot camp that has never been done like this before is because we want to put you in a situation where you can execute, literally, where you are guaranteed to know exactly what you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, like you're making chocolate chip cookies. Or better yet, we'll make the cookies for you and just say, here's your business plan. Here's your exact strategy. This is what you do on Monday. This is what you do on Tuesday. This is what you do on Wednesday, period. Add water. In your case, add you to it, your partners, potential clients, add that, and bang, you got a business. Now, I wish I'd have known that. I wish somebody would give me that opportunity when I was 25 years old, because when I was 25 years old, probably like you, I just started showing up looking. Like I just looked everywhere. Where's the money? What do I do? How do I do it? Like every day trying to get myself up for it. So it's been a pleasure to spend these, 7 days with you. This is day 8. We're adding Jared, 9, 10 tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got some great talent coming in for you. Thursday, Friday. Most of you can't hang with me. I know you can't hang with me, man, but I'm giving you the shot to. Okay. If you've missed half the days, don't feel bad about it. Okay. Don't feel bad about missing half the days. Big deal. You missed it. Let's pick up where you are right now. Okay. And day 1, let me just go over this real quick. And we'll be, again, at the 10X boot camp at grantcardone.com/virtual. I go to the Turnberry Hotel over here. The most people I can get in that room is 500 people. There's 1,400 people in the VIP room right now. There's 8,900 people on YouTube. There's another 14,000 people on Facebook. I can't get you in a hotel room, and I can't even put 500 people over there right now because of this, the limitations, and people are scared to travel. And I got people from all over the world, in Australia and London and Dubai, that want to come. They don't want to be inspired. They don't want to be pumped up. They don't want to change their emotional state. They want to make some money, man. You know, I got Pete Vargas with me today. I'm like, Pete, what you want to do? You want to feel good? Or you want to make some bonola? He's like, I want to make some bonola. If I think I know what that means. I got Pete Vargas coming in today. Pete and I were in Pueblo. I was down in Pueblo for, 5 months, felt like 5 years. And I couldn't work this thing, but for 2 months, 2.5 months in Pueblo. Anyway, he came down to see me. He's going to share something with you behind the scenes about what I'm doing all the time. And I'm telling you, folks, what I'm doing all the time, I don't know if it's what you should be doing. I don't know if it's what you should be doing or not, but I guarantee you, if you do what I've been doing, what I do every day, if you duplicate exactly what I'm sharing with you at this boot camp, I guarantee you, if you did exactly what I did in my life over the last 12 years, you would have exactly what I have and probably more. You would, period. You would have given $12 million to charities. You would have raised over $115 million, $115 million for other people's charities. Okay. You would have written the 11 books. You would have done that if you'd have done exactly what I did. All you got to do is find somebody you want to emulate. And then you'd probably have people cracking on you for some of your too colorful jokes, and you'd have people attacking you, hating on you. And how many of you'd like to have some of that? Some of the Grant Cardone life, the good, the bad, the ugly. So, but it would come in your version. It would be Ginger. It would be Joe. It would be Chris. It would be you, right? And you don't need to wait until you're 62 years old. Biggest regret I have in my life is I waited so long to learn what to do. Instead, I just went and pushed. Okay. No, very, very few people could do what I did the first 25 years. You do not have to do it. I do not recommend you do it. I did it alone. I didn't collaborate. I didn't think big. I didn't pay money. I was buying a house at 28 years old rather than investing in my business. Okay. I was buying a car, even though I was being frugal with the car. I was buying a car when I should have been investing more money in my business. I literally had more money in paying off my car. I was more concerned about paying off my car at 30 years old than I was investing in my business so I could become something or someone important. So I'm telling you, first, y'all see my life today and you're like, oh, the whole thing worked. No, wrong. First 25 years was stupid, was ridiculous. I should be so much further ahead had I just used the last 12 years, what I'll be sharing with you today. Day one, we talked about this. This was the first thing that was messed up on me, my goals. The goals were too small. The thinking was too small. I continue to get around people today that help me think bigger. Number two, see, I went to college. I didn't learn any of this. 17 years I spent in schools. Discipline, fortitude, persistence, courage, commitment. How do you actually develop those skills? You can develop them. I'm not talking about emotions. This is not psychology. This is not Sigmund Freud stuff. Okay. This is not, let's find out what happened to you when you were in the womb. What did your mommy do to you? What thoughts did she have? This is about, the discipline. We've all been mistreated. There's all been an injustice. What discipline, fortitude, persistence, courage, and commitment do you have? Do you develop those muscles? Do you know how to use them in business? Do you know how to identify them in other people? Okay. Are you a visionary? Do you know how to handle rejection? Do you know how to build confidence so that you're bulletproof in the marketplace? Okay. You know how I get confidence? Because I come up with a business plan that has enough in it to be like, dude, there's no way 1/10 of this thing is going to get me in a different position in life. What we do at our boot camp is basically build a bulletproof plan that you can have confidence in to know, hey, if I do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to get at least the X, and the X is going to be big. Okay. How do you get momentum in the marketplace? How do you take risk? How do you measure risk? Warren Buffett has an exact calculation for that. So he reduces his risk. Day three, we talked about accountability. How do you keep yourself accountable so that you attract other people that actually want more responsibility? Most of you are surrounded by people that are avoiding responsibility. Okay. Why? Because you lack accountability in your own life. We spent day four on doing that. Day four, we talked about financial intelligence. Okay. And the 5 pillars to building a business. Today, I want to talk about building an exact business. Okay. What you need to do. 6 things you want to write down. Number one, focus on growing the top line. These are mistakes I made in business. I'm going to tell you something. One thing we can do for you is tell you what to do. But if you don't get rid of the stuff you've been doing and you just add the right things on top of the wrong things, you just end up with a mess and a bunch of conflict. Okay. Number 1, grow the top line. You manage the bottom line. If you're a manager, be a manager. If you're the owner, be the owner. If you're the owner, your job is to grow the top line. It is not to manage the business. I buy a McDonald's, I hire a manager, unless I'm the manager. And if I'm the manager, I'm probably not going to own the McDonald's. You understand? So the owner basically, maybe McDonald's, the corporation, said, hey, we're going to scale this thing out. That's all I'm doing with many of my businesses. I'm scaling out. When I bring a partner in like Pete Vargas, I'm scaling out my businesses, collaborating with other people, saying, let's partnership. McDonald's says, hey, let's have franchises around the world, put owners in positions to get a piece of the profit. Okay. And they will hire the manager will hire the employees, and the employees will take care of the customers. So grow the top line if you're the owner. If you're the owner of your household, a household economics, the definition of economics is to manage a household. So if I'm managing my household, I want to manage the top line, and your wife or your husband, one of you guys in the household, is clipping coupons. Well, good. She's the manager. You're the creator. This is why most Americans can't move their income line. You can't move your income line because you got too many people managing money rather than going out and creating money. Okay. So first takeaway, grow the top line, manage the bottom line. I do the 95-5 rule. We do this at the boot camp. We laid the system out for you exactly at the boot camp. What part of your day is spent on finances, managing money, creating income? For those of you taking notes, okay, when you grow the top line, 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 when you focus on the top line, when all you do is focus on the top line, guess what? Elon focuses on the top line. Bezos focuses on the top line. Zuckerberg and those guys, they're like, I don't even care about the bottom line, dude. Let's just go build us the top line. Build that top line. You get a whole bunch of other people to manage the bottom line. I can get accountants, CPAs, all kinds of people. A lot of these companies, they don't even care. They're like, let's lose money as long as we can. Let's grow that top line. Because if you don't have a top line, folks, you got nobody being interested. Remember, money follows attention, and attention follows money. A lot of people miss this loop. We got a problem here? Okay. Money follows attention, and attention follows money. Right? So I go into Vegas. Watch this. I go into Vegas. What did I go to Vegas for? Some people went for fun, and the whales go there. They get on a plane. They fly all the way over there. I'm going to kill these people tonight. They're going there for one reason, to kill. Okay. Everybody else is going in there to party. That's how they paid for that place. Okay. The whale didn't pay for the place. They're actually scared of the whale. They're scared of the guy that walks in and says, I'm bringing everything I got, dog. We taking down to Mandalay Bay tonight. Okay. The rest of you guys are going there to manage your money. I'm going to lose $100. I'm going to lose 25. I'm going to lose 200. When I do that, I'm out of here. I'm going to get a couple free drinks and I'm going to bounce. Okay. You are the ones that bought Vegas. You understand what I'm saying? Go there to kill something. Go into business and say, hey, I'm going to build my business today. And you hire other people to manage that business. Does that make sense? Let me see in notes if that makes sense to you. Okay. Now in our boot camp, we're going to be working with you to find out what's going on with your cranium and with your management team, that we got a whole bunch of people managing bullshit and missing the main shit. If there is no top line, guess what? They ain't no bottom line. Okay. Be honest, everybody. How many of you were taught more about budgets than you were about building? Mom and daddy, we can't afford that. Yeah, why didn't your daddy just say, hey, go sell something? You can afford anything you want to afford. See, this is the trap. This is what you guys got to understand. Look, success is 90% mental, but it requires a system. You can't just be running around and it's all mental, man. It's all mental. It's a mental, man. I'm just going to be positive and successful. The law of attraction, most of the people that wrote the book, The Law of Attraction, are broke. I could put all of them together. I think there's like 22 of them. I could put them all together and they couldn't buy one of my apartment deals. Because they had an idea. They had an idea. I'm a magnet. Yeah, you a magnet. Good. Okay. For what though? And then once you start attracting good shit, what are you going to do to systemize that and scale it out? Because the second you start trying to scale stuff, COVID hits and you're like, oh, woe is me. All my income shut off. I pivot. We made a pivot. I got on a plane, flew back here, put in emergency plans, put in recession plans, put in contraction plans. We did step by step. First thing we did was cut people, cut an entire department, not people, a department. Okay. Second thing we did was went into expansion. We put in policy, statistics, accountability. We put in enforcement, not management, enforcement. You guys want to lose your job? All you got to do is let your numbers go down. We had a policeman right there, accountability, saying, hey, there's punishment and there's rewards. You guys have to build this in. This is a system, okay? You will find it in every great company. It is something that can be easily duplicated, much more easily than my personality. I can't do what Grant does. You could if you had the system. So for you guys that have already joined the boot camp, a bunch of you hooked up yesterday on the VIP. What did I do yesterday? Said, hey, come see our culture. How many of you here have been to my offices? Dude, my place is ridiculous. You could bring in Fortune 50 companies, any company. If you own a company, you got 1,000 employees or 10,000. There's been no one here. What did Brian say when he was here? No, he was with Brandon. This lead came from a friend of mine that spoke last year at the 10X Growth Conference. He's a neighbor. Okay, this guy owns 3 or 4 private planes, parks them at his house. Some of you probably know who I'm talking about right now. His neighbor knew that he was going to do this growth conference. He says, hey, man, this Grant Cardone guy is the real deal. He's like, dude, he's the real deal, man. I'm telling you. This guy, Brian, comes to our event, comes to our offices, sees our culture. He's like, hey, he spent $340,000 with me this year through COVID, 340. He's like, look, I have been to companies. I have visited companies around the world. What you have at your company invigorated me to such another level. I wasn't even here, by the way. I was in Pueblo, shaving my head, doing dumb stuff. Okay. And he says, your business, the fact that you weren't there, Grant, he's like, I'm so glad you weren't there because a lot of times I think it's about you and your personality, you know? And it's not, it's a system. Who's running the meetings? Who's laying out the plans? Who's doing the accountability? Folks, this stuff is simple. If you're a one-person show, you have to learn this. If you're a two-person show, you must learn this, okay? By the way, one person's easier than two. Two is almost impossible because now you got 2 idiots. Nobody knows what the other person is doing. They're all agreeing. You add 3 people, gets complicated. 4 people, it's like having kids, right? 2 kids, probably easier than 1 kid. Okay. 3 kids, no big deal. 4 kids, it's all the same now. Okay. But if you're going to get to 100, now you got to start trusting other brothers and sisters to manage the chillins. Okay. Number 1, grow the top line, manage the bottom line. Okay. That's what we'll do at this boot camp. Number two, you can grow income. Listen to this. I like Grant, but I don't agree with everything he says. Well, good. You ain't going to be able to disagree with this one. People say the dumbest stuff. I don't agree with everything Grant says. Oh, okay. It's like OJ. OJ's like, I ain't black. Everybody's like, okay, whatever. I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Like, what does it matter if you agree with me? Who wants to make some bank? Who wants to have banks? Who would like to have Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan call you? Hey, we'd like a meeting with you. Now you're starting to be in the right part of the universe where people are interested in you. That's what I was talking about, the marketing. I'm not talking about marketing a product. Get known. Money follows attention. And as soon as the whale walks into Vegas and wins 100 grand and then 300 grand and knocks down $1 million, what happens to the whole place? Nobody knew he was there. Now everybody's watching this cat, right? Attention follows winners and attention follows money. You understand? Okay. First, the lights got everybody to show up, and then the winner ends up with all the attention. That's why I say in your lifetime, you're going to probably be underpaid most of your career. And if you're lucky, the game you're all playing for is to be overpaid for part of your career. There'll be a little sweet spot where you're going to be like that whole sweet spot. You can make all the money, all the financial freedoms in the sweet spot where you get overpaid. But it's a bit of a work, and it's a system to get to that one spot. Okay. Number 2, you can grow your income. You can never disagree with this. You can grow your income more than you can what? Who knows the answer? I'll give $100. Or do they have the answers? I did this yesterday. I gave $1,000 to somebody yesterday. I'm like, how do all these people know this? How do all these people know this answer? You can grow your income more than you can reduce your expenses. I gave $1,000 away yesterday. Y'all should have protected me against that. Okay. Okay, watch this. Okay. How high can I grow my income? How high can you grow your income? So $1 million, $2 million. What's the first number that comes to you? Like this year, you got 3 months left in the year, folks. We're going to do this on 10/10. We're going to do this. This Saturday is going to be October the 10th, 2020. 10/10/2020, man. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. Numerically, there's got to be something weird. Okay. How far can you reduce your expenses? I mean, the lowest you could go on your expenses is 0 and maybe walk away from some debt. You could bankrupt. You could be like, okay, I'm gonna walk away from 40,000 of debt or 50,000. But look, you can always grow more than you can shrink. Does that make sense? You can't disagree with that. Your dad's like, bigger's not better. Oh, okay. Sound like OJ. What's the point, man? What's the point? I don't know what the point. The point is you can grow more than you can shrink. And if you can grow more than you can shrink your attention, you need a system that puts in growth, not in shrinkage. And if you grew up the way I did, you grew up on lower's better, get a good deal, buy on the sale, okay, wait until the last day of the month, buy on, the last day of the month, you get a better deal on a car. It's ridiculous, man. Pay cash, then you're going to get a better deal. None of those rules, by the way, even exist in the universe today. You do not get a better deal at a car dealership the last day of the month, folks. It does not exist anymore, but some people swear by it, and the car dealers still use it because some of you believe, oh, today's the day where I'm going to save another $200. Okay? You're spending your time and your energy looking for coupons. You're going through, hey, man, is there a discount on this deal? You're wasting time and money, and you're not even meeting the right people. The one thing I'm most excited about our boot camp is that we're going to break this into groups of 40 people. Okay. I'm going to speak for 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes max, give you an assignment. You're going to meet with a coach and 20 to 30 other people. You guys are going to do your assignment. Then you're going to have a peer group actually assess that, poke at it. Okay. And now what happens? You come back to me. We start shouting out people that are getting it. This is going to be amazing. I've never been able to do this. COVID is a pivot. It's an opportunity, not a problem. Okay, 3, income. Income is always more powerful than expenditures. Income is more powerful than what I can send out. So ask yourself this question on number 3. How much of your attention in a day? If you work an 8-hour day, a 10-hour day, a 18-hour day, how much of your attention is on actual income as opposed to planning, organizing? If you own a company, how many business owners here? How many of you in the room have more than 6 employees? Own a business. Yes, me. Good. People don't cost money, folks. Why do so few people have employees? Oh, they cost money. No, they don't. You cannot grow your top line without employees. You have to have employees. You got to have people. You have to spend money in advertising. You want money going out, but your attention needs to be on money coming in, not on organizing and planning and writing. You want to write a book. Who here would like to write a book? Who would like to write a book? Good. What's the first thing? This is not in the book, so you guys can't easily answer it by just reading, okay? I'm going to give $100 to the first person that knows somebody wrote 2 books. What's the first thing you should do when you write a book? First, you decide, I'm going to write a book. What's the next thing you should do when you decide to write a book? You should create a landing page and sell it. You shouldn't write it anymore. I'm going to write a book. Good. Book, pen. We're going to call it the pen book. Create a landing page and then put a price on it and then start telling people about it. I don't need to write the book. I need to sell the book. I got a buddy in Pueblo. He's like, Grant, my publisher suggested that I have 13 people read my book. He said, 13 people should read my book. I said, bro, why don't you do it? He's like, would you be one of the 13 people? I said, I will not read your fucking book. I strongly suggest that you get 13 people to buy the book. If you can get 13 people to buy the book, then I might put a forward on the book. so that you can further market the book. Okay, number 4. Look, man, there ain't no bottom line if there ain't no top line. Okay, how do you make zero bigger? You grow the top line. Once you get to zero expenses, how can you go any lower? You can't. Okay, grow the top line. Top line's more important than the bottom line. 5, you can't grow your business staying small. Quit thinking little. Quit thinking small. Quit thinking about coupons. Every time you think about a coupon, a deal, a better deal. I got a car dealer. I'm trying to buy this car right now. Payments are $11.29 a month. It's for a house assistant. And I said, man, we really need to be at $9.95. He's like, oh wow, I can't get there. Okay. I talked to you guys this yesterday. What do you do? He's at $11.29. I'm at $9.95. Dude, he didn't know what the guy was lost. Completely lost. I'm like, really, I really wanted to be at $9.95. He's like, it's $11.29. I'm like, man, how am I going to come up with the other $129? Oh my God, how am I going to do this? He's like, well, that's like $10,000 in this deal. I'm like, I don't know. I got to think about it. How am I going to come up with the other $129? I was just playing around. This is what people do every day. There's no way I can afford that. Okay. That's not your problem, folks. 129 cannot be in your way. 297 can't be in your way. You want to write this down. The way you treat money is the way money treats you. You're like, I can't afford $497. I ain't giving Grant Cardone another $497. No, you need to give me another $49 million. You need to start thinking about giving me $49 million that I turn into hundreds of millions. You understand what I'm saying? How you treat money is how money treats you. Anything you abandon will abandon you. How you run your business systematically, okay? With an accounting person, when you have an accounting person making decisions for the company, you will always shrink the company. You will always shrink the company. Number 6, people don't cost money. Okay, I could have probably shrunk these down into 3 things, but okay. Next page. You don't have a page. I'm going to give you this later. Reasons you're not operating at 10x. How many of you'd like to have this big think that I got going on all the time? Would it benefit? How many years do you think it took me to get this? This is what Ty Lopez was saying yesterday. Okay, rather than Ty doing things at 10 o'clock at night from his place in Beverly Hills, selling $49 courses, he's buying companies that used to be worth billions of dollars that he's paying $3 million for. It's a different thing. It's a different way to think about stuff. And now he has the confidence in himself to do it. Okay, number 1. This is why you're not operating at this big think. Because I know a lot of you out there saying, oh man, I'm just going to think bigger when I leave today. No, you ain't. You're going to think bigger for about 5 seconds. And then you're going to get crashed by gravity. Okay, I'm just telling you the truth. This is what Jared said. He's going to punch you in the face. You are not going to leave here and think differently for very long. Nothing changed. Okay, you're still on this planet. You're going to be reminded about all your limitations. I'm just telling you the truth, folks. I could beat my chest and rah you up and get you to think, oh my God, it's going to be different forever. It's not. It's going to be different for like 17 minutes, maybe. Let's find out why and eliminate that. Okay. Number 1, the people around you settle. If you're surrounded by more people that settle, America is basically a country of settlers. We call them pioneers. They ain't pioneers. They were pioneers in the beginning. That's what got them on the ship. And now they came over here and settled. They're like, shit, we're done with being pioneers. I'm done with all the savage shit. Okay. So we came over here, took the country over, and then we're like, break, let's settle. Okay. That went on for about 50 years. And then John D. Rockefeller came around and said, and the Vanderbilt said, I'm tired of settling shit. Let's go back to being savages. Okay, and they started building railroads, man. They built this country to another level, right? That's what made this country great, was people building stuff, not settling. So number 1, if you own a company, you've got executives and leadership, managers that settle. If you have a home, if you have a household, you have somebody in your bedroom that is settling, that wants to settle down. Let's settle down. You had kids. Everything was going into expansion. You had kids. Now we got to settle. Maybe you traded the kids for the dream or the dream for the kids. Kids are going to leave, folks. Then you're going to be left with, oh, wow, what I got now. The dream will stay with you longer than the kids will. Okay, by the way, the dreams, I believe the dreams are very much akin to a kid. It's part of you. It's part of who you are. Everybody's got this unique thing they're supposed to contribute. Number one, executives and leadership, friends and family are settling. Number two, you have the wrong targets. In our boot camp, we're going to be identifying exactly the targets you need to be looking at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock. What targets do you need to be holding people accountable for so you can grow your business? If you do these things, folks, I promise you're going to grow the business. 3, hiring mistakes. What are the hiring mistakes you're making? Oh, I don't hire anybody. That's the number one mistake. I don't hire people. You don't hire people. Grant, I don't have a business. You have a household. If you're not hiring people to take care of your household, you cannot grow your idea. If you're the idea, you're the genius behind this great freaking idea. You got this idea. Who's got a great idea here? Who's got an idea to do something different? Let me see in a post. Yet you don't work for someone. Say, hey, man, I got a great idea, but I work for someone else. I'm sorry. I have a great idea, but I work for another company. Okay, good. And you go home at night and you clean up the house. And then Saturday you mow the lawn. And then on Sunday you go wash your own car. Dude, you just went from being idea creator to lawn man. Hiring mistakes. Number one hiring mistake is that you don't hire. Everybody here in your budget, you have housing, you have car insurance, healthcare. What else they have? We have electricity, gas, water. You got it all figured out. You still writing checks? How many of you still write your own bills? You pay your own bills. Dude, you got to stop this craziness. You don't provide your own electricity. What are you talking about, Grant? What I'm telling you is you pay people to provide you with stuff. Electricity, cars, water, food. You go to the store, you go to Whole Foods. You don't build a grocery store. You don't plant your own food. You go over there, you buy it, you bring it home. You call Uber, deliver it. We are becoming a society where more of your stuff should be done for you, particularly if you want to grow a business. Get somebody to do all that stuff that doesn't pay you. If it doesn't feed the dream, man, hire somebody to do it for you. Grant, I don't have the money for that. That's why you guys spend 95% of your time on getting somebody else to pay you to pay for that. Number 4, disengagement by your staff. Your staff, the people around you are disengaged. They're unhappy. They're talking about Biden or Trump, COVID or co-not. You know, they're talking about the big hot news today. Oh my God, did you see this guy on Instagram? Oh my God, did you hear about this? Oh my God, did you? They're disengaged. You're disengaged. Frankly, I'll just tell you right now, man, we count on disengagement. We count on disengagement. That's why we gave you this immersion book. We know people get disengaged. I want to bury you in content. I'm sending my kids to a Chinese immersion school. It's 3 weeks. Guaranteed they're going to come back and know Mandarin. They will not have a choice. No one will talk to them in any other language from the moment they get there to the moment they go to sleep. There will never be an English word uttered or muttered. Bark will be. If they hear a dog bark, it will be. Okay. True story. Kenny Smith turned me on to the place. He sent his girls there for 3 weeks. It's in Philadelphia. Complete immersion. I'm not going to teach my kids Chinese. How am I going to do that? I barely speak English. But I speak 10X very loudly. 10X is the real deal, folks. 10X is a system. It's not an idea. Okay? It's a system. Number 5. The reason you're not operating at 10X is because you don't make sales a priority. Revenue, customer acquisition. Most of you, and again, I wish I could say this nicer, like like some of my peers. They're so good at pulling heartstrings, making you feel good about it. It's not your fault. Guys, if you don't make revenue a priority, you can never pay for your marketing. You can't pay for your expansion. You'll never get the attention you need. You'll never go public. Look, if you don't have any revenue, nobody's going to invest in you. If you don't know how to go get a customer, keep their attention, get their attention, keep their attention, multiply their attention. Like it's the game, man. The game's very simple. The game is so simple, it's unbelievable. You just have the order incorrect. You have all the pieces, but you have the order in the system incorrect. And number 6, there's no commitment to actually getting this done. Instill. That's what we're going to be doing at our boot camp. Instilling it in you so you understand when somebody says, man, I really can't afford the 1129. You say, ha ha, sign here. And I guarantee you 80% of people are going to be like, ha, okay, sure. Because that deal's still hung up over $129. And you guys know how many of you think I can afford the $129? The same day, I didn't buy the Lincoln Aviator for $129 more. We bought an apartment building for $122 million. It's crazy, man. It's insane. It's insane. Okay. Takeaways today. What are your takeaways? Because I want to talk to you about a guy. I want to bring a guy up that like he is going to validate with you that 1, 10X is real. 2, that audiences are vital. And that 3, that systems without audience will never revenue-dize. That's revenue. That's my word for revenue. Okay. And I saved Pete for today because Pete has worked with our company, and you're going to see, because there's a myth that says, oh, Grant can do this, but I can't. Okay. How do you explain Jared? How do you explain so many people in my company? Steve Spray that works with me, Dave Robards that's on here right now. How do you explain all the people? There is no company like mine that's in the educational space that has more people on their staff making as much money as my people make. No one. We have how many employees today? 150? 123 employees today. Have another 350 in the real estate. We got unbelievable opportunities. Great job, Johnny. Okay. You're going to see a list of names, by the way. We're just giving a big shout out to everybody that's already taken advantage of grantcardone.com/virtual. Johnny, thank you for doing that for me. grantcardone.com/virtual. All these people, thousands, are coming to our boot camp. We're spending millions of dollars to bring this event to you. We spent $7 million last year to deliver an event to 12,000 people for 3 days. This event that we're going to deliver at the end of this month, promise you, for those of you who have been Marlin Stadium and you saw me talk to 34,000 people for 3 days, for those of you who came to a growth conference in Vegas, the second one and the fourth one, and saw 12,000 people there. For those of you who saw Kevin, I guarantee you this event that I'm going to do at the end of this month will be more valuable than every 10X growth conference I've done. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we're going specifically on what you need, must have, the system you have to have. You will walk away literally with the ingredients. All you have to do is add you. Okay, and we'll break it down. So I'm going to bring in Pete Vargas. Pete Vargas, if you don't know Pete, this guy, I'm going to have him tell you the story, but the guy is, he's helped us, by the way, pivot on this thing to make this available to you, and where you can engage, talk with people like me and Pete to talk about how to 10X. But I want to, Pete, come on up here, man. Come on up here. And in these last pages in your homework, for you guys that are getting homework, Jared will go over with it. And Jared, just make sure you go over this page because I didn't cover this because I want to spend some time with Pete today. Appreciate you being here, man.
Good to see you, man.
He came all the way in to talk to us today about what we're doing, how we're doing it. Let me ask you first, Pete, because this guy's about stages. He's about getting on stage in front of people that don't know him. First time I put you on stage was what?
Miami.
Were you scared?
Oh, you saw how much I was sweating.
We got the tape, baby. We got the tape. Now I'm telling you guys, okay, this guy got on stage. We trusted him. So how did he get this relationship with me? This is what I tell people, man. Get on the right stage. How important has stages been to you in your life?
Audience is huge.
Yeah.
Everything. Got to have an audience.
Got to have an audience. You don't have an audience? How do you get that? How do you get that audience, right? So how do you get it? He didn't go build it himself. He did a smart thing. He went and said, hey, I can add value to Grant. And Grant, I just need to get Grant to trust me, right? So just talk about how do you play that out? How does that work? How does this audience go about doing that?
Yeah, so a couple things. Number one, when I met Grant, it was Jared told me I had 15 minutes with Grant. You could do it on Zoom or you could fly in. I said, I'm flying into Miami and got 15 minutes with you. And listen, here's the thing. How do you do it? You build a relationship, you build a partnership, you build something. You make sure that you have a win and your community has a win. If I obsess over your win and your community's win, you'll give me my win.
Yeah.
But I got to get those two wins first. I call this idea of other people's stages OPSs. You know the term OPM, right?
Yeah.
What's OPM?
Yeah, the other people's money.
Well, OPSs,
Yeah.
other people's stages,
Totally, man.
is just like OPM.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to spend the $15 million on the putting Miami Marlins Stadium together.
Right, and a year and all the staff and
None of that.
Yeah.
I got to build a relationship and then come be on this OPS. And guess what? I was leveraging that $18 million. That's how I look at a stage.
Yeah. So what Pete's saying right there, like Pete, money or people? Money or an audience? What would you rather have? The money or the audience?
God, that's tough. I mean,
Billion people or $1 billion? I mean, what would you guys rather have?
man.
You give me 1 billion people, I'll take 1 billion people over $1 billion any day of the week.
Yeah. Audience for sure. I mean,
a lot of money.
I mean, you can,
If 5% of the billion people, give me, what's 5% of 1 billion people? $500,000? Give me $100. What is that?
yeah.
You guys got to do the math. See, you got to have the system.
Yeah.
Pete would take the $1 billion right now because he's like, shit, that's game changer. Okay. So you actually, I know the answer. The real answer is you would take the people because that's what you took.
Well, I
you
know.
could have got money from me.
Well, I know my conversion number, so I'd have done math, but I couldn't do the math
yeah.
really quickly right here. But I would have done math, and
Yeah.
it would have easily, like you said, 3 to 5% people all day long. It's 50 million, right?
5 billion.
No, that's right.
5% is
5% closing ratio at $100
each is
each.
5 billion.
Give me 1 billion people.
Yeah.
Guys, the right math is this: 1 billion people or $1 billion. Okay. I convert 5%, which I'm going to do 5% if I'm sick. I do 5% on COVID, double COVID, with a rectal surgery going on. Okay. I can convert 5%. So you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I do 10%.
He does 10% because he hadn't had, he doesn't have the same issues. And he's much more likable than I am. I'm not a likable person. I say stuff that offends people. You don't. You never do. You agree with that?
Occasionally.
You occasionally what?
Say things that offend people.
Very, very. But you know.
What did you call me? I'm the koala. Is that what you said?
You're a koala. You're a koala. Okay. Okay. So 5% of 1 billion people is what? 500,000 people?
No, 50 million.
Oh,
50
excuse me.
million,
See,
50
I'm so bad
million.
at math. 50 million times $100.
5 billion.
There you go. What would you rather have? $1 billion or 1 billion people? So just talk about audiences and what we're doing. And
Yeah, so that audience is like all of a sudden I get in front of 30,000 people. It would have cost me $20 million to get in front of those 30,000 people.
Yeah.
It didn't cost me a penny. But because of the partnership of getting your attention, getting out here, showing you that thing, I mean, that stage became a multi-million-dollar stage for me.
And a game changer in your career.
Oh, a great game changer. It
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
did huge things for me.
Yeah. How important is that resume thing? Like to say I was there.
I mean, like, it's the picture that I show everywhere. Like, it's
Yeah.
me on stage
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah,
Like, are
yeah,
you
yeah,
kidding
yeah,
me? I'm
yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. March hit. And
Uh-huh.
so now all of a sudden those 6 stages that I had with Eric Worre and even stuff with you, they're
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
My consulting contracts are gone. My live
Never
event.
depend on one flow. One of the things we'll be talking about at the boot camp, a lot of guys have had to pivot right now. They're like, these screens, everybody's like, man, are you going to be able to do all these screens? And I'm like, bro, I've done, like, how many Zooms have I done? Like, I don't think this is going to be a problem for me because I never rely on one income source. Go ahead.
Yeah. So and then all of a sudden our live event was a couple months later. So we lost $5 million of top line revenues in the month of April and May because of COVID. And so in March, I just went to the team and I said, we're going to be the ones to do virtual events better. That we're going to be the leaders in the virtual event space. And you know the story. They don't know the story, but we put together the whole thing, and in 30 days, did 8 figures by putting on a virtual event where people like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram felt like they were in the room.
Yeah. Why do you like the virtual even better than the live?
I love the virtual because of the fact that you can serve more people. Every single person has a front row. You don't know this, but I just found this out because you wanted me to. You're going to be able to see 1,000 people at one time at that virtual event like that. How many people get front row access at 10X Growth Con to you?
Maybe
60.
50 or 60.
But
maybe.
1,000, you're going to see 1,000, but 1,000 for the first time are going to have their names in front of you where you could call off any of their names. 60 feet in front of you, 45 feet behind you, 4K. You can interact. You can bring them up. You can say, hey, Dave Richards, I want to bring you up on the screen right now. 1,000 people, Grant, like you haven't ever been able to interact like that.
The other thing that I like, and one thing that, we've spent, I don't even know what we spent on events, a lot. 50 million probably in the last 3 years. When we go to break, okay, the problem for most of the time is there's 500 to 1,000 people in a room and we're trying to shove information. Everybody has to take a break. I typically don't take a break. So people just have to leave, walk out, use the restroom, come back in. And because I just go to lunch. But even when we go to lunch, do we need to be breaking those rooms out to smaller groups? But you can't get hotels that accommodate.
Yeah, you can't get hotels that accommodate. You got $87 cups of coffee. You got all of this other stuff. You want to talk about the margin of virtual. You want to talk about the interactivity that you can see 1,000 people call upon anybody. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, I can also bring in my 100 employees and say, okay, you guys now are going to work with my employees to actually go deep on the information. We're going to do 20 to 30 minutes. We spent all morning figuring this out for you guys. We're going to spend 20 to 30 minutes with me dropping a piece of content. Break. You don't have to go anyplace.
Click of a button.
Click of a button. Bang, you're in another room.
And people are working on their businesses. Like they're getting 3 or 4 other people to speak into their business. You can't do that at a physical event.
Let me tell you the beautiful part about that is you're getting to meet. You never do that at a conference. Never. Like you're in a room. I love my conferences. We're going to do March. We're going to fill the place up. There'll be 12,000 people there, but you're not going. It's hard to meet people at conferences.
100%.
You typically stick with the same people that you meet in a virtual setting. Dude, it is automatic.
Yeah.
That you're like, okay, you're going to be in this group of people over here, and get to tell and pitch your story.
Yeah. So the people who produced our event in May, because we had to cancel our event, we went virtual. First thing I did, and you would be proud of this, I said, okay, I got these 1,100 ticket holders. I got an accounts receivable over here of 1,100 ticket holders. Can I create a virtual experience that will first remove the AR, the accounts receivable, off the books?
And satisfy that customer base.
And the majority of them, 85% of them, moved to the virtual. Taking
no travel, saved them hotels, time,
everything.
Yeah.
But they were like, is this experience going to be what he said it's going to be?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. The second thing we did is we could now go get everybody across the world. I 10x the amount of countries that were at my virtual event than I've ever had at any live event, because now I could go get new people into this virtual. But here's the key, and this is what I think everybody should be doing, just like you're doing it, is then I had to go pull off the experience. How I could call their names, how you will call their names. Nobody ever is going to have Grant be able to see 1,000 of their names in front of them, cheering, dancing, 10xing right in front of them. I called their names. I put them in breakout rooms. We sent them a physical box in the mail with the curriculum ahead of time. We built out their execution plans. And we have 21 hours of testimonials at the end of the event saying, not only did you save me a lot of money, you saved me a lot of time. And all of a sudden, I got more done in these 3 days than I've ever gotten done. And Grant, it began the domino effect in the industry for everybody else.
So let's talk about, more than just, because a lot of these people here, you got doctors, chiropractors, dentists, dog owners, landscapers. They're not going to go do virtual events. So let's just talk about what are some skills. we're talking today about 10X, bigger think, okay, and the execution of the system. What are some things you're doing in your business, aside from the virtual thing, to get the think bigger?
Yeah, the biggest thing that we're doing is we're acquiring companies. I just bought a company a couple of weeks ago. It's still in the final due diligence process, but I'm buying media, I'm buying audience, I'm buying traffic. And so we bought a couple of companies in the last several, like you talked about with Tides, like let's stop playing small with this. Let's start buying some companies. So we're buying companies.
So what are you buying? Their list?
Their list, their customer list, their active customers. Maybe it's incongruent. Maybe they're retiring. Maybe they're exhausted. Maybe they just want to have a little bit of a payday. We're buying it. Sometimes creative.
To do what with them?
To incorporate it into our business model, like to incorporate it into everything that we currently do. So we have acquired a company in December that was a small little mom and pops company that we've now taken to grow it to a multi-7-figure business from acquiring it, because I already had the media. So we brought that in. And just recently we bought another company that's a perfect downsell to our stuff. So that's a big thing that's new for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what would you tell the audience, Pete? Because I love the way you lay out the system speaking to an audience. What would you tell, like, if there's some takeaways for the audience about delivery to an audience, getting attention, keeping it, making your offer?
Yeah. Well, a couple of things. I would tell you that, like, a lot of dog owners or like clinics or financial advisors who you said don't go virtual, I'm encouraging them to take their sales calls virtual and provide a different experience for the person who's coming in your room. So we got a financial advisor that's doing an hour-and-a-half presentation, and he's allowing these people, he's bringing one to many. No longer is it one-to-one. He's bringing 10, 20 clients. He's giving them some financial advice, allowing them to break out in the breakout rooms, get some more financial advice, and then going into the sale and the offer. He's using virtual where he can't use his office anymore, or she can't use her office, to bring them all in at one time. And now seeing 10 times the amount of clients. They've never thought about that. They've always thought one-on-one.
Yeah. So what he's talking about right now is scale, the top of the funnel, right?
Yeah.
How important is the top of the funnel?
It's everything. It's everything.
Tell them, let them know.
Well, I mean, listen, when everything physical went down in March and April, and so many of us lost a lot of money, a lot of customers, a lot of revenues, I had to figure out how to go fill the top. And virtual allowed me to fill the top 5, 10 times bigger than I've ever filled the top before,
So guys, for those of you out there that are working on quality, you're consumed with, I have to deliver, I got to get this right, I got to get it perfect, I got to give a great customer experience. I'm just telling you, I said it earlier, you have all the pieces in place, you just have them out of order. The thing you need to worry about right now is the top of your funnel. Does anybody even know you? How can you get in front of people using these social mediums right now? Right? How can you get on a stage? Like, if you don't set your priorities correctly, this is what I said today, grow the top line. You think I'm talking about money, but I'm not. The top line is people. Money comes from people. Okay. If you want more money, you got to meet more people. You cannot make money. It's impossible. This is what I said to you on the very first, the second day on finances. Money is not about money. It is about people. That's why when Russell Brunson talks about grow the top of the funnel, Pete talks about grow the top of the funnel. I tell you, the number one mistake I made in my business was trying to collect money rather than grow the top of the funnel, that I would spend or borrow money to create my marketing program. But then you got to have products to sell.
Yep.
Offers, pitches.
Yeah.
So once you grow the top of the funnel, okay, you walk in a room with 1,000 people or 10,000. What are you thinking about with that audience?
I mean, it's simple. And you say it's connecting. Like, you connect with people. We just do it differently, but you connect with people. Yeah. It's like connect with them. And here's the thing. Today I was with the guy here in town, and you just said something a minute ago. You got to be you in that connection. There will be people that don't like you. Yeah. Today, Rich Wilkerson, he's a pastor, said, listen, you all need to know that when you begin to share your message, automatically there's going to be people that don't like you. That's the case with me. So you got to be okay with that, because there's people who don't like me, and I'm cool with it. But
I've never met anybody that doesn't like Pete.
Oh, I know.
Like who? No, Pete's a likable guy. I mean, because I want you to lean on that, because I think more people could relate to how you what you use, because it's not like you're making up what you're saying.
Mm-mm.
You have a system.
Yeah,
Now, do you believe that there's a system for running a business and expanding a business?
100%.
And there is for speaking and selling and everything else?
100%.
Okay. So when you're in a stage, like right now, how would you walk through the steps you would use to connect with them right now?
Yeah, I would literally.
We'll use the virtual. I'll take the virtual boot camp.
Okay.
What would you tell them? Let's just use that as a practical. We did not practice or drill any of this stuff, by the way.
So you want me to tell you what I would do in 2 minutes to sell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just do it. Do it. Don't even tell them what you would do. Just do it to them.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you guys taking notes? Watch. This is a master. See, if I was going to learn from Picasso, I'd be like, start painting, boy. Start painting, son. Don't tell me shit. Like I was going to do what's that stretch class? Pilates. No, the machine. I said, look, I was in Malibu. I'm like, I need a Pilates class, but I don't want anybody talking to me about what I'm doing. Just do it. I don't need to know what I was doing. I just need you to just do it and let me duplicate it. Don't talk to me too much because it gets complicated for me. So do it.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, this is
Pete Vargas, one of the best in the world, by the way.
No, on a serious comment, I want to see in the comments down here,
Yeah.
have you lost any customers because of COVID? I want to know that. Have you seen a lot of yeses? On a scale of 1 to 10, how painful has it been? I really need to know this in order for me to do what Grant just wrote. Oh, 10s. You see all those 10s? A few 5s.
How do you have a 9? How does 9 come in?
Yeah.
How does pain come in at 9?
Listen,
I go from 0 to 10 right away.
I want to tell you 2 things, all of you right now, 2 things that you can do to completely shift the game. And I'll tell you in just a couple of minutes.
He's giving you a system right now, by the way, folks.
2 things to shift the game for you. You see, like literally in March, I was with you guys. I was sitting on my couch. I was crying and I was all like, my mind was at a 2. The pain felt like a 10. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Like I was with you guys. And what I did, this is what I did. I swear to you, I did this. I called a couple of mentors and I said, dude, I'm going to have to lay off everybody. I cannot get through this. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm about to lose $5 million. I called a lot of my buddies, some of them even in this room.
He didn't call me because he knew I would not have any empathy for him.
He had no empathy. I need a little empathy, but I had some tough love. Like I had tough love. I called Ryan Dice. I called some of those. And then I said, they told me, go do a couple of things. And so here's the 2 things that I want to encourage all of you to do. Like I sat there trying to figure this out. Number 1 thing I did is I went and I got on other people's stages. Digital stages. Your ideal customers are out there. Guess what? I didn't have to spend like him today. Millions of dollars. But I'm on his stage. That's OPM.
But just so you guys know, like when you do that, you no longer own it. Get over that. Okay, remember what I shared with you today, the 6 things. Grow the top line. Don't manage it. He didn't need to own it. He needed to move his top line.
That's what I needed to do. So I got on 31 stages in 31 days. 31 digital stages in 31 days. Some of them hundreds of people, some of them thousands, some of them tens of thousands. I was on several with him where we just accidentally were on the same stage together.
You're talking about streams, Facebook Live,
podcasts, all of that. These people have spent millions to build their communities. I don't have to spend a penny. But all of a sudden, there's all of these digital stages with your ideal clients in them.
What is he doing, folks?
Millions of dollars replaced from being on those 31 stages. But the second thing I did is I went and built my own virtual stage. The second thing I did is I went and built my own virtual stage. And literally we had 3 times the amount of people. Like you guys are crazy if you do not go do that.
Let's stay with number 1 though, because I think if we just get number 1 handled, okay, number 1 is about grow the top line.
But you wanted to learn from Picasso. You're going to see where Picasso's going.
No, I know. But I want people to understand the importance. Number 2 will never happen if you guys don't do number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to grow the outflow, the people. You got to make the connections. This is what I said to you on day 3. Marketing is senior to sales. He got on every line he could. Same thing we did, by the way. As soon as COVID hit, I said, I'll take every podcast, every interview, every live, everything. You guys give it to me. I'll take it. I was doing 6 and 8 a day. Jeff Foxworthy is the one that I learned this from. He's like, man, nobody knew me until I was out there doing like, and he's a famous dude, right? He's like, I'm doing 2 interviews a day. Go ahead. Let's just dive deep on number 1, and then we're going to go to the VIP section to answer questions directly.
Yeah.
What are some platforms? What are some things before I get to this?
Yep.
The big show.
Yeah.
that people could be doing right now to get them out of where you were in March, depressed, down,
Yeah.
to like, okay, I'm moving back in the right direction.
Yeah. So get on some podcasts. Like, who is your ideal client? Like, you got to identify who's it that you serve. Once you figure that out, they're listening to a lot of things out there online. Podcasts, live streams, virtual masterminds. Virtual masterminds are amazing because people have paid a lot of money to be on those. You can be on, there's all these associations that no longer have their events. There's all these physical events that are now virtual events. Like, all of them are looking for speakers, and they can't get the big names because the big names are like, what do I do? Do I pay or not? So they're looking for people who provide value. 31 of them and here's the thing, you have to win for the person whose stage it is and for their audience. And if you can get clear on his win and his audience's win, then you're sitting here in front of 10,000 people today with the stage that you don't have to pay the millions of dollars for. So that's what I did. And
grow the top line before we go to the VIP breakout here. Grow the top line, manage the bottom line. He put all of his attention, I guarantee you 98% of his attention was, I got to get on stages. He literally abandoned his losses. He's like, I'm going to lose $5 million. Quit worrying about his lost hand, his bad hand. He's like, trash the hand, play a new hand. He pivoted, folks. Every day you need to get this pivot on. One of the things we'll be doing at our boot camp is getting you to pivot off the stuff that you're lost in. This is what he said. It hit me. I'm lost. He made a phone call. Okay, guys, what do I do now? Don't go this alone. Okay. Like, how much good advice did you get the last 6 months that kept you? This is going to be a great year for you rather than a terrible year.
Yeah. Unbelievable advice. Like, unbelievable. How much of a great advice?
Yeah.
From the people I trust. I mean, from mentors, from people who are telling you stuff. I mean, I was in Pueblo with you. You were giving me some advice a couple of weeks ago.
I was on a podcast with him, by the way. He's doing a podcast. He calls me. I'm in this thing. I'm not supposed to meet him. I've signed this NDA. I'm not going to meet with anybody. Yeah, come on down, Pete. Jared's like, Grant, you got this NDA. Send him down. Let's do it. Because, man, I'm using number one, grow the top line. Do you guys do this every day? See, I keep going back to number one. You don't even need all 6. You just keep going back to number one until you got something to manage. My organization is like, man, how are you going to do all these podcasts? Number one, grow the top line. Y'all think I'm talking about money? I'm not. How many of you thought I was talking about money today when I say grow the top line? The top line is people. If you don't have people, you don't have a top line. Amazon, big top line. Everybody knows the company. Alibaba, big top line. Okay. Baidu, big top line. Tesla, they don't sell cars to everybody. Huge top line. Their top line people recognition is freaking hundreds and thousands of times more than the cars they sell. If you got a strong top line, people line, dude, ain't no way you ain't gonna make money. That's what they all know. Jeff Bezos, strong top line, selling books. Then he's selling food. Now he's selling everything. So they know how to get on stages. And unlike Pete and I, we don't understand the VC world. We don't understand how to get money from Wall Street. We don't know how to get JP Morgan to give us equity to expand. So we did it the way you guys could do it. That's why I'm so excited about what have you seen happen in these breakouts? And then we're going to go to the VIP. Jared, you got to clean up, Jared, anything for me before?
I mean,
okay.
the
we're going to do some homework stuff here in a second. But go ahead. What have you seen from the breakouts?
So what I've seen from this right here, grantcardone.com/virtual. I talked to the people who are building this and producing this right before I came in here. They are ecstatic. Like, they have been building all of these, like building these virtual events. They've never popped in a studio like that's going to be right here in Miami.
Yeah.
Because they told me today they want it in a way that you can interact with people, see people, call upon people in front of you, behind you, everywhere. But what's more important to them, that's kind of cool. But the cool thing is the fact that they're going to have their business worked on. And in 3 days, they're going to walk away with their 10X execution plan. Like, you will actually have a plan for 2021. We mapped that out this morning. The actual plan for 2021.
Your plan, not my plan.
Your plan, post-COVID. But I did.
Holes poked into it.
Yeah.
Test it out.
Hey, I got a question. So I poked at Grant this morning. I asked him for something, and I think it's going to be crazy. How many of you would love, like right now in the chat and everywhere, how many of you would love to pitch your business to Grant? Like, how many would love to pitch your business to Grant? Look at that. And the best pitch, I haven't even asked him this, but you just apologize later. The best pitch be on 10X stage where he gets to recognize the best pitch on GrowthCon stage, just to recognize
seriously, how many of you have a business you'd like to pitch because you want a partner?
Look at that.
You want money, or you want recognition?
Partner, money, recognition. So guys, just thank me for this, because don't think it was his idea. This is mine. I'm telling you, this was my idea.
I've been wanting to do a Shark Tank thing for a while though. Okay, so stop it. Stop it. I just need the right motivation to do it.
So at boot camp,
look how many people want to do this.
It's absolutely.
You guys on YouTube and Facebook, can we see those right now? I got to switch. Oh yeah, now I see them. Yeah, thank you. That's awesome.
YouTube, Facebook. Yeah, we see you. YouTube. We see you. Facebook. Yeah, we Instagram.
See you. Hold on. Let me give some shout outs to Eric Kelly, Tommy. Okay, Tommy wants to play. Nicholas, Rabbit Riot, Ted Lou. Oh yeah. You guys want to play? Y'all want to partner? Y'all want some money? You want? Yeah. You want money or recognition? What do you guys want? A partner, financial money, or partner, or recognition, or a combination? Post that in comments too.
So here's what I asked Grant, and I'm excited. There's these 3 boot camp levels, and he agreed to it this morning. So it's on the record here in just a second. I said, Grant, could we have a limited amount of the VIPs? We don't know. We're trying to figure out the numbers. Is that 300, 400? We don't know, because there's a cap to which we could do that. Could we have 300 to 400 of them that are only VIPs for the boot camp, come in the day before and pitch their business to the team, to the 10X team? And then
so that would be on like a Thursday, because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
It would be on Thursday.
Thursday, okay.
Now
they come in virtual, meaning they just come in virtual. They pitch from where they are, their home or their office,
and they'll get coached on how to pitch, what you want to see, what you want to see.
Yeah.
Out of those few hundred, the top 10 on the second day of the boot camp will pitch their business in front of the entire boot camp. The entire boot camp, where there will be a top 3, number 1, number 2, number 3, 10,000, 5,000, and $1,000 cash prize to the best 3 business ideas. And who knows what else comes out of that, because of all the people that will be exposed to that.
So grantcardone.com/virtual, grab a VIP seat. We're going to do that one night. Don't be surprised if I don't figure out how to do it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I have 3 slots and do it 3 times. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if I don't do that. Right, Jared? Yeah. Or is that a problem? Does that create a problem?
No, we could have some pitch offs every day if we want.
Yeah,
we can have pitch offs all 3 days.
Why would anybody do something one time if it was good, dude? Like, once I find the spot, get the hammer out. You know?
But the other piece of the
you can never get a nail in the board hitting it one time, can you? What do you guys think? We should do it more than once? How many of you would want to do that? The website's grantcardone.com/virtual. You got to go VIP, right, to do this? Is that right?
So here's the thing.
That's $19.97.
Yep.
3-day boot camp, VIP. You get lunch with me each day. I think we're going to do a dinner thing one night, and we'll do at least 1 pitch for
finalists. There's 2 rounds.
It's 300 to 400 people who bet a pitch. I mean, how do you pick who pitches and who doesn't?
Everybody gets the pitch the day before.
Okay. Everybody that wants to.
No, every VIP gets the pitch.
Every VIP gets the pitch if you want to.
If you want to.
Because we've already had a bunch of VIPs. I mean, we might be almost sold out on this VIP thing already.
But every VIP can pitch. The top ones will get to come in front of you on the 3 days. So the top 10, 15, 20 will get to come to you on the 3 days and be in front of the entire audience pitching their business.
Okay, so we'll figure out whether we're going to do that more than one day. We'll do it for one day for sure. It's a great idea. I'm going to give Pete credit for this, okay? If we do it more than that, then I'll take credit for everything. Homework tonight for you guys on YouTube and Facebook. You got some time to think about the VIP thing until it fills up, and once it fills up, it fills up. Sorry. We do have, for those of you that have cash prizes, we got homework, we got the points thing. How can I give, you know what, I'm going to give 10,000 points to anybody tonight. Was that a big problem yesterday?
The VIP.
I'm going to give 10,000 extra points for anybody. Now, just so you guys know the point program, where does that, where can they see
grantcardone.com/contest.
grantcardone.com/contest. We're giving away 10 spots on the 10X Growth Conference stage in front of 12,000 people. And I'll just tell you right now, standing in front of 12,000 people, we'll do one picture of you in front of 12,000 people. If you guys don't know this, then I'm sorry. It's worth $1 million in your career. It is the stamp on your resume. Dude, I did that. You go to a job interview. Can you talk to people? There's a picture of me with 12,000 people. And by the way, it was right before 30,000 people. It was right before Steve Harvey, whatever, right? That is better than any business card. It's better than any book, by the way.
Yeah.
What would you rather have? I spoke in front of 12,000 people or I wrote a book? You want the speaking gig, promise you. So we're going to pick 10 people, Jared, to do that. Part of these points go to that. I think 10 people are going to be on 10X Airlines. That, to be clear, that is on Brandon Dawson's plane, which is a brand new Falcon, completely refitted. And the reason we're going to do that is because we are interested in buying businesses this year. We want to invest in businesses at Cardone Ventures. He's my partner. So you'll also be meeting Brandon at our boot camp. The website's grantcardone.com/virtual. 10,000 points for anybody that gets a VIP seat tonight. What else have we given the VIPs? Just so I make sure everybody's good on everything that we're doing.
Hey, that pitch, though, everybody needs to know that pitch. You have to be a VIP to pitch. But if you're in the 2 lower level tickets, you confirmed this morning, you will get access to watch the pitches and hear Grant give them constructive feedback and positive feedback on their pitch.
Yeah,
He's going to do that on the finalists.
And you'll get to see me actually, yes, or no, you missed it because, and that is going to be so valuable for you guys to watch and see and learn real hand when people are laying out their business plan. Because I guarantee you, if I'm interested in buying your business, investing in your business, hey, what's the plan for the revenue, dog? What's the plan for the audience, player? What's the plan for the execution? Who are your other employees? How are you going to bring them on? Who's managing the cash flow, Jack Ola, okay, or Jackie? Like, who's doing all this stuff, okay? How big could we scale it? How big is it? Who's your competition? Do you even know the answers to this? Good. Then let's invest some money, okay?
But
it's
all
going to be a
levels,
real-life Shark Tank.
But all 3 levels benefit. I want to make sure.
Levels.
But only the VIPs get to make the pitch. The others get to watch it and get lifetime recordings to it too, Grant.
Yeah.
So
well, that's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Okay. All right. Good. Jared, what else do we need to cover tonight before I go into a Q&A with the VIPs?
You want to cover the worksheets? Just say
the worksheets in your workbook. Let me just go over these. The worksheets in your workbook. Basically, it says map out what your financial statement would look like if you grew every line by 10x. So if you made 70 grand last year, you just multiply it times 10. Oh, I would make 700 grand. If you have no employees or you're the only employee, if you multiply times 10, that would be you have 10 employees and now you got some payroll. That means you got some health care. That means you got some problems. You got some freaking wackos. That means you probably got to hire 30 or 40 people just to get to a couple of them. Advertising, you spent $25 last year in advertising. This year, you're going to spend $250. You have to start thinking in increments of 10 multipliers, not 10 add. Like, I'm not going to keep adding 10 people. Google adds 10 people. Nobody knows anything happened. They multiply times 10. They blow up their shit. By the way, Google uses the 10X rule, folks. The 10X rule is a system of expansion, okay? Customers, if you have 54 customers, how do you get to 540 customers? That's how you do that. What additional areas can you 10X your financial statement in? That could be income, net worth, investments, other businesses, et cetera, other expenses, okay? 3, what do you need to focus your attention on the most to execute 10X levels? The people you're around, the targets you have, hiring and firing, staff disengagement, sales, training, what is it? Make some notes about this. All you got to do is do the homework and you win how many points?
You can win $100.
1,000 points for anybody that does their homework tonight. Just do your damn homework and post it
in the Facebook group.
Post it in the Facebook group. Okay. Underneath that, there's some other ways to earn some other bonus points. Earn 200 points by visiting Grant Cardone by going to
grantcardone.com/virtual.
grantcardone.com/virtual. That's just a hot link. Take a photo of the completed exercises, 20 points. 20 points is nothing, man. You just gave 1,000. Dude, 20 points is how you get to 1,000. You keep doing this, okay? Share the successes or wins you have. That's 100 extra bonus points. Somebody's going to be on my damn stage. It's a $7 million stage. Tweet Grant Cardone. I am committed to building a 10x life and having a 10x money, and that earns you another 1,000 points. Okay, just add that to 1,000 rather than 100.
Grant,
okay.
they almost got to see the whole system, but I got to close with the last piece of the system because you want to be Picasso.
Please.
Like I'm sitting here 4 years ago and I'm thinking, or I'm sitting here in March and I'm asking myself the question, how do I get Grant's attention? Like, how do I get his attention? Like, listen, I'm probably the smallest name speaker that has ever been on a stage. And yes, he allowed it, but I pursued it because of the fact that I wanted the audience. So my system worked on him. I want you to hear this. If I'm sitting in your shoes and I'm trying to get his attention, I'm pitching my business to him and I'm going to win that baby. Because if I win that baby, maybe Grant buys it. Maybe Brandon Dawson buys it. Maybe they give me some money. Maybe I'm flying on a plane. I don't know. I know that if I win it, I'm getting $10,000 because the winner's getting $10,000. So I might be a VIP just for the sake of pitching it, winning the 10,000, but you guys would call that unfair. But if you really want to get somebody's attention, you got the chance to pitch your business, not send them a DM saying, hey, Grant, I want you to look at my business.
Yeah.
Or send them
such a great idea.
I got a great idea. You get to invest, pitch, and what could happen for you if you were the winner, if you were second. Sometimes Chris Daughtry happens and you finish fifth place in American Idol, fifth place winner, but it's the idea that he loved the most. So he's like, dude, I want that fifth place.
Let me tell you the other benefit here is everybody in there pitching a business actually owns a business. That means they're built-in customers. You guys got to learn how to network. How do you network? Show up. What's the top line? People. People are going to be at this thing, and everybody in there is a maniac. They're 10Xers, they're expansion. Okay, also on homework, 5 important takeaways that you got from Pete today. Hopefully you got them. Complete the homework, take a screenshot, complete the 10X challenge rewards in section 5. I don't know where that is. That's what it says right here, page 5.
Just do the homework.
Yeah, do your homework, okay? Jared, you want to say anything else about this?
No, that's it.
Okay, good. We're going to go to VIPs. We'll be here at 5 o'clock tomorrow night. You guys want to take advantage of this? Take advantage of this tonight. These prices, when do these prices change?
Wednesday.
They go up.
Okay. But I'm going to only have so many spots for the VIP. So if you guys want to do the pitch, make sure you get the VIP when you go there. There's 3 levels, the VIP. Take a level, buy a level, start somewhere tonight. Okay. Take action. That's one thing nobody can ever take from you. Take action. You bought some? I take action. That's what I do. I always take action. I go someplace, I take action. I never go to the grocery store and don't bring something home with me. I'm like, shit, I ain't going on a dry run. Okay. All right. VIPs, hang out. We're going to answer your direct questions with Pete Vargas. See you in about 1 minute.